Fire crews working hard to knock down flames in Utah County, what they believe caused the fire in the first place.
The missing children's bodies are now officially identified. Tonight, a message to their killers from JJ and Tylee's aunt.
And third time's a charm for a controversial concert being set up during the pandemic. A look at the crowd tonight.
And as we look at the weather, fire concerns for sure, as we do have strong winds, low humidity, cool front moving through. How does that improve the situation? I'll let you know in the forecast.
Live from Fox 13 studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Our top story tonight, hundreds of people marching to Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill's office, demanding he hold police officers accountable.
Fox 13's Sydney Glenn joining us live tonight as protesters make their way to the memorial site for Bernardo Palacios, a Salt Lake City man who was killed in an officer-involved shooting. Sydney.
Yeah, so this is the third spot that protesters have been at tonight. Right now, we're hearing from Bernardo Palacios' family and friends. You can see hundreds of people have gathered here. They started at Pioneer Park and then they hit the pavement. Hundreds of people came out today. Everyone's saying they want one thing: change. That includes an end to police brutality and racism. Where people differ is how exactly they want to see that change. Some chanted asking for the police department to be defunded. Others, like Ray Duckworth, asked for police reform. And she says that starts at the ballot box and from our elected officials.
Action from them. I don't want them kneeling with me. I don't want them inviting me for tea. I want them to do something about this so I don't have to worry about my younger brother and my older brother and my nephews anymore.
We've heard this so many times, not just today, but over the last several weeks, of people being asked to register to vote, to get out there, to make change in that way. Of course, Bernardo Palacios' family has been out here for days. As soon as Salt Lake City police first released that body cam footage, and you can see all the people that are here today. Again, they started at Pioneer Park where for about an hour people came out, they spoke, then they moved to the Salt Lake County District Attorney's office, Sim Gill, where they said, Sim Gill, do your job. We heard that over and over again. They're asking him to hold police accountable in shootings like Bernardo's. They do not believe that that was a fair shooting. Now we're hearing them finally here at the memorial site for Bernardo Palacios, and they are asking everyone to get out here, to continue coming out. We've heard this over and over again through the last several weeks of don't stop coming out here. And so this is probably not going to be the last protest where we've heard that over and over again, that until something is done, until something changes, they will continue to be out here week after week. Live in Salt Lake City, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Quite the turnout, Sydney, thank you. Our other top story tonight, firefighters across the state on edge with high fire danger. In Utah County near Saratoga Springs, crews are getting a handle on the Stillwater fire. It started around 10:30 this morning just west of Stillwater Drive, and it is currently 70% contained at last check. It has burned at least 50 acres. And while investigators haven't confirmed the cause of this fire just yet, Saratoga Springs firefighters say they received reports of people target shooting at the time of the fire starting.
And we get reports up here all the time of people shooting exploding targets, and of course in Utah County that is it's against the county ordinance to shoot exploding targets. It is extremely dangerous in these conditions. Those exploding targets, no matter what anybody's ever heard, they will start fires.
So firefighters say if you are out shooting this summer, you should do so in areas that don't have dry brush or grass.
Near the town of Erta in Tooele County, firefighters focused on the Bates Canyon fire. High winds pushing the fire to about 17 acres, a close call for some homeowners in the area. Thankfully, no damage was made to nearby infrastructure. Firefighters saying this was started by cutting and grinding of metal in an area of dry vegetation.
And this just in, back in Utah County, firefighters are arriving on a scene of a field fire in Eagle Mountain. Unified Fire Authority sent us this picture of the fire just a few minutes ago, and here's what we know so far. So the fire is burning in an area just east of Silver Lake and south of Porter's Crossing. No structures are threatened, and the fire is slow moving at this point. It is about 10 to 15 acres in size. Of course, we will bring you any more information as we get it.
Just past the Utah-Arizona border, there's the Mangum fire. Take a look at the dramatic imagery coming in via social media of this wildfire. We should have had some video here, but we don't. The fire forced evacuations in the Jacob Lake area, including those staying and working in the Jacob Lake Inn. Nearly 60 people from the inn are now staying at the Kanab Middle School gymnasium. You see here in some of those cots. The Mangum fire, about 2% contained right now, and it's burned about 11,000 acres.
Of course, Breck Bolton keeping a close eye on the winds tonight. And Breck, will Mother Nature be helping or hurting crews?
Well, I think Mother Nature already helping, at least as we talk about the fires throughout northern Utah, Utah County specifically. As we've seen this cool front move through, ahead of the front earlier on, we had some strong southwest winds, particularly across the Wasatch Front, and then moving through southern Utah as well. Let's take a look, though, current conditions in some of these fire-concerned areas where, specifically as we look near Saratoga Springs Stillwater fire, even though it's 70% contained, winds have been calming down earlier. We've been seeing wind gusts in that region upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Currently, we're at 5 miles per hour. Still low humidity, cool front moving through, dropping temperatures, so we don't have the heat, we don't have the strong winds. And then moving towards near Erta, where again, they've got control over that fire, but concerns with hot spots. It doesn't look like winds will be much of a factor as we move throughout the rest of the evening. Now turning towards the Mangum fires we talked about near Grand Canyon, Jacobs Lake. Stronger winds there, very low humidities. Winds will persist here in the overnight hours, so that'll be definitely tough to be dealing with that fire. But all in all, improvements. However, as we turn towards eastern Utah, currently we still have a red flag warning in place as we will continue to see some strong winds, particularly across eastern Utah, even heading towards tomorrow, as this will be a concern throughout tomorrow evening and holding on to some wind advisories, particularly across west central, southern Utah as well. That hopefully will expire, though, at least across western Utah later on tonight. So take a look at your current winds. Again, across northern Utah, the wind direction has changed. Winds have been calming down. You can see, at least in Ogden, we're at 3 miles per hour. Provo just over 10 miles per hour. Turning towards eastern Utah, some stronger winds. St. George, you've got sustained winds in excess of 20 miles per hour. But again, throughout the day, we've been seeing some strong wind gusts going upwards of 40, 50 miles per hour, especially as we move towards eastern Utah. Cool front, though, coming through. That will help calm winds and bring in those cooler temperatures. We're in the 60s and 70s. As we show you the satellite radar, there's the cool front. Some lingering moisture out there trying to push throughout the state. What will this cool front do as it moves through the state for your Sunday forecast? We'll answer that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Breck. We'll see you soon. Now to a developing story. Police in Rexburg, Idaho say after an autopsy, the human remains that were found in Idaho have been officially identified as 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan.
JJ and Tylee were missing since last September, but their remains were found in Chad Daybell's backyard earlier this week. He's the man their mother Lori married shortly after they disappeared. Now, both Lori and Chad are behind bars in the state of Idaho, accused of playing a role in their disappearance and eventual death. They're set to return to court in early July.
Tonight, Tylee Ryan's aunt, Annie Cushing, has released a statement about this tragic development. It says, in part, quote, "I'm sorry that the person who was supposed to keep you safe in this world was the one who subjected you to its worst horrors. We will fight with all we have to make sure all the monsters who played a role in your deaths through acts of omission or commission will be brought to justice."
Fox 13 will continue to keep you updated on the push for justice for JJ and Tylee. You can always find the latest on air, our social media pages, as well as fox13now.com.
After several hours, South Jordan police have captured a man who got involved in a standoff with the SWAT team. Roads near 3200 West and 10,400 South were blocked off for hours, as you can see here. Police working to get the suspect out of the home. Police say 38-year-old Ruben Chacron barricaded himself after police were tipped off about a domestic dispute involving his girlfriend. They say the girlfriend was held captive overnight until she was able to escape the home this morning. Police eventually found the suspect in the attic of the home and took him into custody. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there is help available. The Utah Domestic Violence Coalition says if it's an emergency, call 911. And there are also national and local 24-hour hotlines you can see on your screen. They are free and they are confidential.
Some incredible images coming into our newsroom tonight of a fire due to a train derailment in Sweetwater County, Wyoming. happened just before this afternoon east of Rock Springs and west of the Southwest Wyoming Regional Airport. Union Pacific telling Fox 13 that around 10 of the train cars were damaged or caught fire. The train was hauling mixed freight, including alcohol, which was involved in the fire. Nobody hurt here. The cause of the derailment is under investigation.
Tonight, authorities in Morgan County need your help to find a missing and endangered baby. This is 2-month-old Athena Stevenson. She was last seen with her biological mother, Destiny Call. Now, Destiny is believed to be in the Morgan County area, but she may be traveling to Florida. Destiny has been served with court documents ordering her to give custody to Athena's biological father. If you have any tips, call the Morgan County Sheriff's Office.
First responders in Juab County have recovered a 21-year-old Springvale man who drowned at Yuba Lake State Park today. The deputy chief in Juab County telling Fox 13 they were out there since this morning after the victim and a friend fell off of a wave runner and into the lake. The victim was not wearing a life jacket when he fell into the water. He has not been publicly identified tonight.
An Elko County, Nevada man fighting for his life tonight after being hit by a semi. According to Nevada Highway Patrol, 78-year-old Stefan Molnar was walking across US 93 at Ace Drive in the town of Jackpot. This all happening Wednesday night when he was hit by a CR England driver from California. That driver tried to steer out of the way to avoid hitting Molnar, but failed to do so. Molnar remains in critical condition. Nevada Highway Patrol says the driver is cooperating with this investigation. After over a month of plans changing and being run out of 2 northern Utah communities, country music artist Colin Ray held a concert for his fans in Cedar City tonight.
The concert happened 2 weeks after its originally scheduled date at the Iron Springs Adventure Resort. The city of Kaysville and Tooele County both rejected the planned concert, but with social distancing in place and relaxed restrictions. Colin Ray, along with concert organizers and officials in Iron County, teamed up to make sure the show went on.
It took us a couple of weeks to make this happen. A little bit better late than never. We're in a beautiful place here near Cedar City, wonderful resort. Got a huge crowd out there. Weather's beautiful. It's going to be a fun night. But God bless you all for making this happen. Thank you.
Utah Business Revival put on the event, and the head of that group has 100 businesses lined up to be there to benefit from tonight's concert.
Still ahead tonight, a local doctor with Intermountain Healthcare looks back on their experience on the front lines of COVID-19 in the nation's hardest hit area, New York City.
And Snowbird, finally back open for the summer, will take you inside the reopening at the resort today.
Summer starts now!
Sundays this summer.
Come on out.
Hit the great outdoors with Fox Animation Domination.
What is it, hon? Rattlesnakes?
I don't have reception.
So don't worry about those extra pounds.
If you need a distraction, how about these wubba wubbas?
Just let it all hang out with this summer's hottest comedies.
I am going to be more high maintenance than a white woman on vacation. Is someone available to take 40 pictures of me?
Fox Animation Domination sizzles Sunday on Fox.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 84 months on F-150 or 0% financing for 72 months across the 2020 Ford lineup.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? Like adapt, discover, deliver in new ways to new customers. What if you could come back stronger, faster, better? At Comcast Business, we want to help you not just bounce back, but bounce forward. And now, with one of our best offers ever, we're committed to helping you do just that. Get a powerful internet, voice, and security solution for only $29.95 a month for 3 months. Call or go online today.
The biggest mistake we can make right now is to think small. Today we have the highest unemployment on record, but I believe Utah has the opportunity to do great things. My economic plan will double Utah's economy over the next 10 years. That's how we fund education, manage our growth, and extend prosperity to every part of our state. Utah has long been known as the crossroads of the West. I believe we have a new destiny, to become crossroads of the world. I'm John Huntsman, and I am asking for your vote.
Fox 13's The Place, followed by The Dr. Oz Show.
And you can work out while you watch.
Weekdays starting at 1, right here on Fox 13.
The Utah Department of Health reporting 404 more COVID-19 cases in Utah today, but no new deaths. The state case count is now 13,981. 8,114 of those are considered recovered. There are 132 people currently hospitalized for the virus. While the current spike of the virus has continued in the state, many are encouraged to get tested.
Today, the Urban Indian Center of Salt Lake provided free drive-through testing. It was all made possible with the University of Utah Wellness Bus and Indian Health Service. They say many in the native tribal community have family living on the reservations that are hit hard by the virus and have possibly been exposed themselves traveling back and forth, though they didn't need to have any symptoms to get tested.
We have a responsibility to provide this test and be forward-thinking and be proactive. So given that climate on tribal reservations, especially Navajo, we have a responsibility to provide testing opportunities here.
And the Urban Indian Center of Salt Lake hopes to provide those testing opportunities once a month.
You may remember a group of Intermountain healthcare workers that volunteered in New York at the height of the pandemic. And now with COVID-19 numbers in Utah on the rise, Fox 13's Spencer Joseph explaining how their experience is helping them tackle the virus right here at home.
It's been 2 months since healthcare workers with Intermountain Healthcare left to serve in New York on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. Dr. Dixie Harris was one of the 100 providers that went.
I trained during the AIDS epidemic in Atlanta.
We spoke with her just before leaving to New York.
I'm going to be as vigilant as I possibly can.
Reflecting back on the trip, she shared one memory that stood out.
I remember holding the hand of a patient who was in the ICU and his roommate was having a cardiac arrest. And I held his hand and said, "You're okay," because his family's not there.
Now that she and the others have settled back home in the Beehive State, how have their experiences been helping?
Recognition of when the patient is becoming severely ill. And one of the things we've been doing very aggressively is having patients what we call proning. We ask patients to move more onto their stomach.
Utah is now experiencing a surge with a jump of another 400 plus cases Saturday, bringing our total to just under 14,000 and over 1,000 hospitalizations. The experience is now more important than ever.
This is not the time to relax our protective measures, and we need to continue wearing our face masks. We need to continue keeping our distancing.
If you could describe this virus in one word, what would that be?
This virus is a very cruel and a lonely virus. We have to respect the virus. Yes, if you're young, yes, you have less chance, but it doesn't mean it's not going to make you sick.
Dr. Harris said it's not just these workers that have benefited. They've been able to bring their experiences back to Utah and teach their coworkers and peers about best ways to treat the COVID-19 virus. At Intermountain Hospital, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Grateful for their hard work. New at 9, Snowbird is coming back to life. Of course, ski resorts across Utah forced to shut down back in March to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And now, 3 months later, Snowbird is offering guests a variety of summer activities. Fox 13's John Franke takes us to today's reopening.
Today's a pretty special day for us here at Snowbird.
These views are meant to be enjoyed year-round.
There's just something kind of therapeutic about being up here.
But for 3 months, this tram didn't run, the slopes were empty, and no one could enjoy this marvel of nature.
It's a bit surreal to be back up here.
The COVID-19 shutdown is finally over at Snowbird.
It's great to see all these people again. It feels like some kind of just, mountain reunion of sorts.
Snowbird is taking things slowly.
We've worked on this for weeks, literally months, trying to plan what summer would look like for us.
The resort's summer reopening is being phased in with several offerings available now.
One of the attractions that is open is this toboggan ride. These sleds sanitized between every use.
You'll also find social distancing markers, fewer people out on the aerial tram, and masks.
Those protocols, those measures to make sure, once again, we keep everybody safe for our guests and employees is really what led us to today.
But this day is also putting hundreds of Utahns back to work.
I can't give them a hug, I can't high-five them, but we can kind of do the fake elbow bump from a safe distance.
Different type of greeting for these different times, but there's nothing different about this view. It's just been waiting for people to come back.
I don't even know if I could put it into words what it's like just to be standing on top of this mountain again.
And many skiers may be already thinking about next winter. Well, Snowbird hopes by that time they can actually increase their capacity to get back to as close to normal as possible. At Snowbird, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, conditions in the mountains looking a lot different than what others saw across the central and southern parts of the state today, Breck, or even in Utah County as we saw a couple wildfires pop up there. Any change for tomorrow?
Well, as we started the day, high fire weather danger. We knew it was going to be a problem today because of the winds, the low humidity, and of course we had the heat ahead of a cool front that pushed through, which really helped out the situation in calming the winds, changing the wind direction, and that's what we're finding across most of northern and central Utah. So yes, improvements expected as we're beginning to see that impact already. Now ahead of the front, at least in Salt Lake City, we got up to 85 degrees, so temperatures slightly above normal, cooler than yesterday, way off the record as you can see, set back in 1918. 100 degrees, and we're not heading for triple digits as we look over the next 7 days. And really, we don't see too many 90s or even getting close to 90 degrees as we're going to keep things more in line where we should be for this time of year. Official highs across the state, 80s for northern Utah into eastern Utah as well. Ahead of that front, though, with those south winds, some warm temperatures, you can see across southeastern Utah, where in Moab you reached a high of 95 degrees and 92 in St. George. Currently, we stand in the 60s and 70s along the Wasatch Front. 60s and 70s as we look in the Wasatch back. Eastern Utah, particularly towards southeastern Utah, the front beginning to make its move there, dropping temperatures as we're seeing that drop as you look towards St. George, so that cooler air funneling in as we're seeing a temperature change in comparison to yesterday at this same hour. We're noticing, especially across northern Utah, temperatures anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees cooler. And again, we're beginning to see that impact across southern Utah. Now, earlier on today, we had a lot of wind advisories, red flag warnings in place, which incorporated most of western, southern into eastern Utah. Now the focus is mainly towards eastern Utah as we take a look at our future wind cast looking ahead. Again, we're going to see some breezy conditions for the next hour or two across southeastern Utah. Winds die off in the overnight hours. Kind of a reformation, though, by tomorrow across portions of southeastern Utah. And as we head into the afternoon, we'll begin to see some improvements even in that region. So the cool front moving through, it brought some clouds, but really hardly any rain, which is good news. We didn't want to see any isolated thunderstorms or sometimes what we call dry thunderstorms, which can spark, of course, additional fires. A little lingering moisture, though, from the storm with the low pressure system to the north. It is bringing a few rain showers near Wendover, northern Nevada. But all in all, this was a dry, cool front, and it's pushing towards the north. But we'll keep temperatures on the cool side, even cooler than we found today. And again, those winds dying off, lining things up for tomorrow to be, I just think, an ideal forecast. Any plans that you have to get outdoors, as the temperatures will be more comfortable. And again, you don't have to contend with those strong winds, where tonight, overnight lows dipping down into the 50s across northern Utah, 40s through central Utah. Tomorrow, it's 70s. Ogden, Salt Lake City, low 80s in Provo. Eastern Utah, its temperatures even cooler. A little breezy, though, as mentioned. Southeastern Utah, we're still in the low 90s in St. George. Now, for the Dixie area, it's dry for the next 7 days. Slightly cooler as we look towards tomorrow. Really more in line with what we saw today. Upper 90s, though, Monday. Breezy conditions on Tuesday. We keep it in the mid to upper 90s, avoiding the triple digits, so we're not seeing excessive heat, but still quite toasty. Now for northern Utah, 70s to 80s, and we keep it in the 80s, except Wednesday we have another little weak cool front moving through, dropping temperatures, not bringing the rain, maybe some clouds like we saw today, so we'll see that similar pattern, and then temperatures returning into the 80s. But again, on average, we should be about 82, 83 degrees. We're close to that. We're not seeing record-breaking temperatures. We're not seeing a big roller coaster swing with the temperatures as well. We're also keeping it dry, but tomorrow, how about that? Sunny and upper 70s for all of us to enjoy.
Solid pair of 7 days. Thank you, Breck. Still ahead tonight, despite the pandemic, the downtown farmers market in Salt Lake City back open. What you need to know the next time you want to check it out.
With the ongoing public health crisis, the Young Automotive Group has made it simple to service your vehicle. Introducing the Young Automotive Group's at-home service. Just call any Young Automotive dealership or schedule an appointment online through our at-home service, and we will come directly to your home to pick up, service, and return your vehicle. Call now, and a certified technician will transfer your vehicle to one of our state-of-the-art service bays for important maintenance procedures and bring it right back to your doorstep. Sanitized and ready to go. The Young Automotive Group. Think young, think service.
Spencer Cox is a proven leader and true conservative. A sixth-generation farmer, he was raised on Utah values of integrity, commitment, and hard work. He helped build one of the state's fastest-growing telecommunications companies, while also serving as a mayor, county commissioner, and state legislator. As lieutenant governor, he has led our state through remarkable prosperity and been a steady hand during challenging times. He is proven, principled, and he will always put Utah first.
Del Taco introduces the world's greatest value menu with 15 items and prices as low as 69 cents, plus new fresh options. The new Del's Dollar Deals menu, the most options, the freshest choices, the lowest prices. That's fresh as Del.
For your kids, life goes by fast. The world around them is always changing. Their friends, their family, their role models, and even their thoughts about alcohol. That's why you need to talk with them about alcohol earlier than ever. Not just when they're teenagers. As early as 9. Yep, as early as 9. So don't let alcohol slow your kids down. Talk to them early and set clear rules against underage drinking. For a healthy brain and an unstoppable future.
Arby's couldn't make a new pecan chicken salad sandwich commercial last month, so we're running an old one. Update. The sandwich is still perfect and the blurry one doesn't exist. Arby's, we have the meats.
America, this is our time to shine with spectacular savings at the Hyundai 4th of July sales event. Celebrate all 16 award-winning sedans and SUVs. With more IIHS top safety awards than Honda or Toyota brands, Hyundai Assurance with up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance, and America's best warranty. The Hyundai 4th of July sales event, helping everyone shine a little brighter this summer.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the Tucson or Santa Fe, or get $3,250 bonus cash on the Santa Fe, only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Welcome back. The downtown Salt Lake Farmers Market opened today, but it does look a little different this year. Concerns over COVID-19 has organizers focusing on social distancing rather than socializing. Some things that are different: the hours. The market will be open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and no dogs or pets are allowed. And if you want to buy something, you will have to point it out for the vendor for you to get it.
We have a ton of health and safety protocols. We do want people to bring their masks. Everyone is great about that really today.
Now there are also hand washing and sanitizing stations all across Pioneer Park as part of the farmers market. But one thing that will stay the same, it will run through October.
Another event looking a little different this year, the Fly with the Family Place event. Normally, this event in Logan, you'd be seeing different families flying kites outside together. But this year, because of social distancing recommendations, the Family Place handed out kite kits to families in their cars.
Usually, we're able to take our kites out and actually have parents and children play together. But due to COVID-19 and following social distancing guidelines, we are following a drive-through activity.
On top of handing out free kite kits, the Family Place was asking for hygiene items to be donated. They say they plan on giving the donations to Cash, Refugee, and Immigrant Connections.
Anti-Trump protesters hitting the street of West Point as the president delivers a commencement speech for the military academy in New York. I'm Alex Hogan, and I have the details coming up.
Mattress Firm's Rest Assured Promise checks all the sleep boxes. The option to shop online, in-store, or by phone with the sleep expert? Check. Special financing? Check. Free delivery to your door? Check. A king-size mattress for the price of a queen plus a free adjustable base? Check. Mattress Firm.
I'm Greg Hughes. As governor, the Constitution will always apply, including in a state of emergency. Spencer Cox upheld unconstitutional, heavy-handed government shutdown orders from liberal mayors, allowed communist-style snitch hotlines, turned our cell phones into surveillance devices, and he even dictated the terms under which people of faith can assemble. I'm a constitutional conservative, And that means that I won't throw out our Bill of Rights in a crisis. I'll defend it.
We know our climate, we know your soil conditions, so we blend our fertilizers locally to meet your needs. The IFA 4-step program is formulated for the Intermountain West. IFA's summer blend is enriched with 3 types of iron and Omnicote technology, providing even nutrient distribution for your whole lawn, giving even better performance in these hot summer months.
Apply IFA's Summer Blend Step 3 fertilizer now to help your lawn stay lush and green through summer. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 84 months on F-150 or 0% financing for 72 months across the 2020 Ford lineup.
This summer, hurry into Mattress Firm and save up to $500 when you get a king mattress for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99. Don't miss these great deals, only at Mattress Firm.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
As protesters take to the streets for a 3rd straight weekend since the death of George Floyd, officer-involved shootings in Atlanta sparking more questions about police accountability. Karen Kaifa takes us to the protests.
Another weekend of demonstrations nationwide.
Just police officers still doing police brutality, even though the laws have changed.
And in Atlanta, reaction to a fatal officer-involved shooting of a 27-year-old black man.
I thought Atlanta was higher than that. I thought it was bigger than that.
Viewers may find the video that follows disturbing. An eyewitness video starts during a struggle between Rayshard Brooks and 2 Atlanta police officers in a fast food parking lot after Brooks failed a sobriety test. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says this surveillance video appears to show Brooks running off with an officer's taser and turning it toward the pair before being shot.
It appears to the eye that he points the taser at the Atlanta officer. At that point, the Atlanta officer reaches down and retrieves his weapon.
Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms said the officer should be fired.
I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force and have called for the immediate termination of the officer.
She also said the city's police chief, Erica Shields, will step aside. The Georgia investigation begins as protests against police brutality and racial injustice continue, sparked by the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis police custody.
We are humans too. Our lives are as valuable as everybody else's.
Saturday marked the 19th straight day of protests in the U.S. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
In your national news as well, the annual West Point commencement ceremony took place today, but this year's graduation looked different from past events. Of course, in addition to coronavirus containment measures, President Trump attended the event. Fox's Alex Hogan has more from New York.
Hundreds of protesters flooding the streets of West Point on Saturday. This as America's newest officers graduated from the military academy. The demonstrators holding signs chanting slogans against President Trump, who attended the graduation ceremony.
The members of this class have come from every state in our union.
President Trump speaking to more than 1,000 graduates focused on diversity for the class of 2020. The commander-in-chief appealed to the cadets to uphold the country's core values. The president's commencement speech comes at a time of nationwide protest over the death of George Floyd. The unrest has led to tensions between the president and some of his military commanders, but such tensions were set aside for the event.
You became brothers and sisters, pledging allegiance to the same timeless principles, joined together in a common mission to protect our country, to defend our people, and to carry on the traditions of freedom, equality, and liberty that so many gave their lives to secure.
This year's West Point graduation was slightly different from past events. It was an outdoor ceremony held across the Plain Parade Field instead of the football stadium, the traditional location for the graduation. Authorities put in place measures to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. The cadets were tested for COVID-19 leading up to the ceremony and then followed social distancing by keeping 6 feet apart from each other. Usually the students would have their commissioning ceremony on the day they graduated, but that did not happen because of the pandemic. They received their commission digitally, all ready to hold the rank of second lieutenant. The graduates followed tradition by throwing their hats into the air at the end of the event. Family and friends were not allowed to attend this event, leaving them no other choice but to watch it all online. In New York, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Coming up after the break, we've been following this front here today. This is what's been dropping the temperatures, also allowing winds to calm as we're seeing some showers push their way through extreme northern Utah. Any chance of rain for your Sunday and any better chance of seeing more rain long range? We'll let you know after the break.
Fox 13's Ben Winslow, part of Utah's #1 news team.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? Like adapt, discover, deliver in new ways to new customers. What if you could come back stronger, faster, better? At Comcast Business, we want to help you not just bounce back, but bounce forward. And now, with one of our best offers ever, we're committed to helping you do just that. Get a powerful internet, voice, and security solution for only $29.95 a month for 3 months. Call or go online today.
Hey, listen up. Earn up to $11,000 taking part in a clinical research study. PRA is seeking healthy men and women ages 18 to 45. Call 801-719-5570 today or visit us online at prastudies.com.
The biggest mistake we can make right now is to think small. Today we have the highest unemployment on record, but I believe Utah has the opportunity to do great things. My economic plan will double Utah's economy over the next 10 years. That's how we fund education, manage our growth, and extend prosperity to every part of our state. Utah has long been known as the crossroads of the West. I believe we have a new destiny to become crossroads of the world. I'm John Huntsman, and I am asking for your vote.
Challenging times remind us what's truly important. And at America First, what matters most is the well-being of our members, employees, and the communities we serve. We have always been a collection of people helping people. And now, more than ever, we're here to serve you and help meet your financial needs. So wherever you find yourself, and whatever you, your family, or your business needs, we're here to help.
This is Fox 13 News.
Thanks for staying with us. Provo Mayor and Lieutenant Governor candidate Michelle Kaufusi has tested negative for COVID-19. Of course, her running mate in the governor's race, John Huntsman Jr., tested positive, along with 6 other campaign staffers. On Twitter, the Provo mayor says despite receiving 2 no-test notifications from testutah.com, she was officially cleared by medical authorities to resume normal activities.
An update to a story Fox 13 first reported last week. Utah's Department of Agriculture and Food is dropping efforts to find a wolf believed to be in northern Utah. The agency says it pulled traps last week after efforts to find the wolf turned up nothing. A wolf is believed to be behind an attack on a calf in Rich County. Per state law, the wolf would be trapped and killed.
Support for a citizens review board on police reform is growing in South Salt Lake.
Fox 13's Amy Nay shows us why some are demanding the board to create more transparency between law enforcement and the community.
The demand for police reform continues to grow. It's time that we come together and really have some community healing that's more than just dialogue, but also about action and policies.
At a time when some say we need it most.
I'm calling for a creation of a citizen review board for more transparency and more collaboration with our community.
Candidate for South Salt Lake City Council at Large, Natalie Pinckney, says now is the perfect time to create a citizens review board.
There's not much we can do in Utah, but what we can do is ask for investigations that civilians do bring about complaints of the police department and then make those recommendations to the police chief.
A citizens review board generally consists of volunteers who discuss police policies, review specific incidents, and make recommendations.
What the hope is that if there's collaboration, that all parties feel comfortable.
Pinckney says this needs immediate attention and action.
And I really want some urgency in this matter. It's been too long in which there's been systematic oppression and racism in our country, and I think South Salt Lake, we have a great opportunity to lead the way and let our citizens know that we take this seriously and we want changes to happen. I have hope in human nature and humankind. We're all human beings. We all have feelings and emotion, and I think we're really seeing that come together.
Pinckney hopes to have a board created by the end of the year. Amy Nay, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still to come, with increased stress from COVID-19 and protests across the country, we want you to know there is an easy way to get help to manage the pressure. We're going to show you how.
And later in sports, some local Cowboys back on the Beehive State dirt. I'll tell you where, plus a new highlights from home and high school boys soccer champions crowned. Better late than never. Back in a bit.
Next, new live, Kevin Costner, Sophia Carson, and Safe Flying.
You can pack us in your carry-on.
Monday at 10 a.m. on Fox 13. Did the COVID crisis put you out of work? Fox 13's The Rebound just made finding a job a whole lot easier. Now you can get the latest tools and info to be successful in the job market. Plus, find jobs and post resumes all in one convenient location. Getting back to work with Fox 13's The Rebound. Just another way that we're in this together.
America, this is our time to shine with spectacular savings at the Hyundai 4th of July sales event. Celebrate all 16 award-winning sedans and SUVs. With more IIHS top safety awards than Honda or Toyota brands, Hyundai Assurance with up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance, and America's best warranty. The Hyundai 4th of July sales event, helping everyone shine a little brighter this summer.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the Tucson or Santa Fe, or get $3,250 bonus cash on the Santa Fe, only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you with exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 84 months on F-150 or 0% financing for 72 months across the 2020 Ford lineup.
Fox Wednesday.
Are you ready?
It's the biggest showdown Ultimate Tag has ever seen.
Let's go!
And this time,
Incredible.
It's personal.
Her name shouldn't be Dynamite. I'm sorry.
Why?
She's slow.
Plus, a record-breaking run so unbelievable, you have to see it for yourself.
By far the fastest time we've ever seen on this course.
All new Ultimate Tag. Wednesday at 8 on Fox 13.
From the coronavirus outbreak to the recent protests for police reform and racial equality, many people are stressed.
As Maya Rodriguez shows us, it's now reigniting an urgency to make help more easily accessible with a new 3-digit number.
As the nation struggles to get a handle on the coronavirus pandemic,
and confronts the issues of police reform and systemic racism, some of the country's mental health hotlines are seeing a growing number of calls.
We have seen an exponential increase in the demand for mental health services.
A recent survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation shows that nearly half of American adults say their mental health has been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. But mental health hotlines are 10 digits long, can be hard to remember, and impede access to immediate help.
You know, I say the road to seeking mental health services is paved in Swiss cheese. And if you don't know how to get yourself around some of those holes, it's tough.
One solution? Make the National Suicide Prevention Hotline a simple 3-digit number, 988. Late last year, the Federal Communications Commission recommended the number become a national crisis hotline.
It's just going to be transformative if we can get it done.
It's an effort that's slowly gaining traction on Capitol Hill because of COVID-19. This letter, signed by a bipartisan group of Senate and House members, calls for any future coronavirus-related stimulus bill to include funding for 988. Congress could take up another stimulus bill later this summer.
988 would essentially destigmatize mental health and suicide by promoting easily accessible help-seeking behavior and ultimately save lives.
Lives that continue to be impacted by tumultuous events and a pandemic with no vaccine available yet.
And we don't know how long it's going to go. So I think we're going to see more and more people who've not accessed behavioral health services in the past need to do that.
With the hopes that a small number can make a big difference. In Washington, D.C., I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
All right, in your entertainment, new at the movies, the latest film to star a comedian from Saturday Night Live.
Our Steve Oldfield says parts of Pete Davidson's The King of Staten Island were inspired by his real life.
When am I going to get my break?
It won't be my favorite film of the year, but there's a lot to like about The King of Staten Island.
No, I'm not going to let you tattoo me again.
Comedian Pete Davidson plays a guy who wants to be a tattoo artist. And while the career paths are different, the story features some big moments from Pete's real life.
We'll never understand Pete, but this will definitely help.
Speaking of the star of the show, who's bringing that energy today? It's Pete, and he's got a movie.
He's doing a good job. Getting ready for his career, working at a car wash.
Why do we have to clean this thing anyway? It's just gonna get fire on it.
When you see someone like Pete, you know there's a lot going on, but you really don't know what it is. I think that people are interested in his struggle. They want to know, how are you doing? You know, what happened to you? The King of Staten Island is an opportunity for Pete to tell you about himself and to tell you about his feelings and his journey.
What is that date?
That's the date my dad died.
Oh my God.
Pete is from Staten Island. His father was a fireman who lost his life on 9/11.
And it was really so hard for him to recover. And I would even say it's just been recently that he's finding his way and being okay.
The movie is like my love letter to my mom and trying to end that part of my life. I feel like maybe we got to a place where we could finally let go a little bit.
I think this movie has stirred up a lot of emotions for him, though, both good and bad, but I think it'll be therapeutic.
I'm just hoping you enjoy the movie and that you could relate to it in a certain way.
His film has heart. Steve Oldfield, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, welcome break from the heat today, especially as we moved into the afternoon across northern Utah. We saw those temperatures drop, winds dying off. Had some clouds around, but as we head into the evening, those clouds pushing away. Temperatures right now in the low 70s in Salt Lake City, Ogden. You can see the wind direction now out of the west-northwest under that flow as it will continue on tomorrow. It's really going to be nice temperature-wise here as we look for Sunday. Now, winds, still a concern across eastern Utah. We're looking from Green River, Moab, Blanding through Grand Junction. In that region, we can still find some stronger winds, wind gusts in excess of 35 miles per hour in the combination of low humidities where as this cool front did push through, it brought the clouds, didn't bring hardly any rain across the state as those clouds again pushing on. But we're going to see a pleasant temperature drop for tomorrow where we're going back into the 70s at least for one day. In addition, we get sunny conditions across the state. So we get clear skies, the winds dying off, a very comfortable temperature range. Winds continue, as I mentioned, across southeastern Utah, where we had that red flag warning in place. And another concern that we're looking at as we update the drought monitor, where as we're looking to portions of central Utah, we're in a severe situation, moving to extreme, even getting up towards southeastern Utah. So looking ahead, of course, last week we got the rain. That helped last week in that we didn't have to water our lawn as much. Moving ahead, though, over the next 7 days, many counties looking to water your lawn 3 times. At least that's a recommendation as we go from Miller County all the way through Washington County, San Juan County, pushing up through central Utah. Most of the Wasatch Front through northeastern Utah, I should say, the recommendation is twice. There's only one county the recommendation is once. That's Summit County. Of course, you got the precipitation earlier this week. We're not going to get much, though, looking ahead. Now, I want to show you the satellite radar. I've changed the color scheme, highlighting that, yes, clouds are in place, not the rain, those clouds moving to the north. But, of course, we had that fire burning just in northern Arizona, Grand Canyon National Park, where as you look on this, you can see, if you can see just that little white dot there, there's the fire, smoke pushing up. It spread through portions of south central towards eastern Utah. You had that smoke. You'll see it tonight. But with that wind direction changing, that cold front moving through, the winds pushing up and coming in from the west, that should blow that smoke out of there. By tomorrow, we'll see some improvements air quality wise, and again, some nice temperatures for your forecast tomorrow. Now, looking ahead, as I mentioned, the movement of that moisture pushing further northward. So looking over the next 48 hours with our future precipitation forecast, looking at the models, nothing, hardly any drop across the state, not only tomorrow, but heading into Monday as well. So we'll start the work week off dry and really keep it dry here for the next several days. And just understand that as we move towards the latter end of June, that is the driest time frame and time period for the state, at least as we look year to year historically, where again, it's a dry time frame, and we're going to see that confirmed as we move forward. Now, tomorrow, here's your hour-by-hour forecast for the Wasatch Front. Sunny. Temperatures climbing from the 50s to the mid-70s, where temperatures will be below normal. Upper 70s expected for highs in Salt Lake City, 80 degrees in Provo. Nice temperatures through western Utah. A little warm in St. George. You're still in the low 90s. A little breezy out there, but stronger winds southeastern Utah. And we pick up the winds in the forecast for St. George on Tuesday, but it's dry as mentioned, sunny, as temperatures bounce back into the upper 90s, but we avoid the triple digits. Northern Utah, it's 70s to 80s, back into the 70s, back into the 80s, no big temperature swings, and again, no chance of rain, just a little breezy on Monday, but an enjoyable day for sure tomorrow.
No boys soccer season for the Preps this year, though, due to a little persistence and creativity concerned by concerned volunteers. An end-of-the-year tournament was formed for 28 area schools, split into 2 different brackets. The championship games were this morning in Farmington. Start with the Pomp final between Westlake and Corner Canyon. Thunder strikes early. Camden Beck, minute 11 to get it all started. 2 more Westlake goals coming before the half. Zach Lifferith sneaking a ball through. Lifferith adding an encore as well as Westlake holds on for the 3-1 victory.
We put everything into this match, everything into this tournament, and to come out on top it's an unbelievable feeling.
And over in Circumstance, it was Park City and Morgan. The Miners out to a dominant start. Connor Campbell rides the wind all the way to the net. Then in the second half, 2 more quick Park City scores. Isaac Hinojosa and Juan Martinez Pena, both in the scoring column. 3-1 to finish over the Trojans.
Treating this like a state tournament today?
Yeah, I actually was. I was trying my hardest. I know the whole team was giving it 100% the whole tournament throughout. And it paid off, and it feels pretty good.
Tony Finau moving into a tie for 27th with his best round yet at the Charles Schwab Challenge. Golden boy here, Jordan Spieth. Get the measuring tape out. That's quite the putt. Spieth 1 shot off the lead, as is this guy. Harold Varner III has been at the top for most of golf's return. He'll take the 12 under, though. Your new leader, that would be Xander Schauffele. How about this stick at number 10? An easy bird coming as he now leads by a stroke at -13 in Fort Worth. Some rodeo this weekend in Box Elder County. It's the Pony Express. Local cowboy Caleb Bennett took the top spot in the bareback, while over in steer wrestling, 5-time national finals rodeo qualifier and Ogden native Clint Robinson earning a victory lap. He took the tie-down roping as well on Saturday.
Man, it's great. You know, it's pretty cool the Eagle Mountain Committee stepped up, you know, and put on a rodeo, because the times we're in, we're not going to go nowhere, so it's pretty cool to have on our home state again.
And hope you didn't think I forgot highlights from home. Starting with some Caden Stone. Somebody put a tent over this circus act. I won't mention it took them 10+ tries to get the job done. How about Nora? Only 16 months old, but she's already on the scooter. She'll be on a bike at 2 and driving by 12. The Lamborns prefer 4 wheels in the canyon. Snowy roads, always more fun when you have wheels like this. And finally, somebody slipped a Dramamine into Frisky's milk dish. She needed it to put up with the teacup spinning around the dining room turntable. If you want to be on, email sports@fox13now.com. Dizzy Cat, we'll be right back.
Spencer Cox is a proven leader and true conservative. A 6th-generation farmer, he was raised on Utah values of integrity, commitment, and hard work. He helped build one of the state's fastest-growing telecommunications companies, while also serving as a mayor, county commissioner, and state legislator. As lieutenant governor, he has led our state through remarkable prosperity and been a steady hand during challenging times. He is proven, principled, and he will always put Utah first.
Come into Arctic Circle and try an above-the-rim raspberry shake made with Utah-grown raspberries. Or a delicious Oreo shake made with real Oreo cookies. Arctic Circle, where the good stuff is.
Carpet One spokes dog. I work from home. But for a while now, so have my people. They're here all day messing up my nap schedule. So I told them, go down the street and check out Carpet One's Save Big Shop Small sale. Their local experts will help you find the perfect floor. It's going on now. Going being the operative word. I missed them already.
All of your flooring needs in one place at Giant Carpet One Floor and Home.
你美得让人难以相信，忍不住对你一见钟情。你像来自天堂的梦境，我多希望把你抱紧。I love you, baby， 如果你不反对，我需要你。
New tender black pepper Angus steak, hot off the wok and ready for delivery. Only from Panda Express.
Fox 13 News is now streaming live on Roku and Fire TV. Getting up-to-the-minute local news is more important than ever. Just look for the KSTU Fox 13 News channel and watch all our newscasts streaming live. Let's connect. Fox 13 News is proud to support local business with We're Open Utah. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you at fox13now.com/open.
Big shout out to Fox 13.
Thanks, Fox 13 and Big Buddha. We love you. Viva Fox 13.
Thanks, Fox 13.
Mahalo, Fox 13, for all the love you guys show us.
I'd like to give Channel 13 a big shaka. Love you guys.
Because now, more than ever, we all need to be open. Join Chief Meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke, weeknights on Fox 13 News at 9.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars, so look no further than Toyota. Every certified used Toyota has passed a 160-point quality assurance inspection. And you get a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
A sunny and 70s tomorrow. I could ask for a better forecast. You know what that means for tomorrow? Mountain Church.
Mountain Church.
Yeah.
There we go. They're calling.
Thanks for watching Fox 13 News at 9.
Stick around because I will have your quick cast after the break.